Entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the Township Board meeting previous.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as provided, placed on file.
Been moved, supported. Minutes of last month's meeting be approved and placed on file. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? You received your copy of your treasurer's report. What's your wishes?
Excuse me.
I'll make a motion to accept the
Gentleman
treasurer.
in a wheelchair out here that would like to come into the meeting and he can't jump the curb.
Oh, that's it.
That's. Charlie. Sorry. Thank you. No, that's.
I'll make a motion to
There's room
accept.
right in front, Sherry. Sorry. Sorry. Right there.
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented and placed on file.
I'll second.
Been moved, supported that the treasurer's report be accepted as presented and placed on file. All in favor? Aye. None opposed? Carried. Planning Commission minutes, do we have any?
No. They're all planned out.
Zoning Board of Appeals, there was none, correct?
Correct.
Okay, you had a chance to look at your correspondence and your packets. Any comments? If I can just interrupt for a minute. Charlie, I apologize for that walkway not being cleared. Our janitor has been, he's gone, he's taken his wife to an emergency situation and we didn't get that taken care of.
It's
No,
all right.
it's,
It's all right.
oh, I'm getting like.
Line's busy.
I put him back outside.
Anyone with anything to bring before the board at this time? Pardon me?
Did you say Steve wanted to talk? John? Did you say Steve?
What was that question, sir?
Does anyone have anything to bring before the board at this
Oh,
time?
yes, I do. My name is Stephen Blank, and I'm the owner of a parcel of property out on Pine Creek Road that's in your township. And we've been working on bringing a business into the community here for about a year and a half. Ravi Belahani from India and myself are planning on bringing a steel mill into the township. It's not really a steel mill, it's a steel manufacturing facility. We're going to make steel. We're going to bring the raw product in by boat and barge, and we're going to process it and probably send it back out by boat, barge, or rail or truck, the finished product. The finished product is going to be steel. It's about 3.5 inches square and 20 feet long. They're going to be billets, the finished product. And I believe, we had a meeting about a year and a half. I think John Dance was there, and I think you were there also, to represent the township, because that's when we started working on it about a year and a half ago. We had a whole variety of people there from all the different industries in the area that would be affected by this. And we're still working on it, and I thought I'd just like to approach the board and give them an update so you can keep things truthful and not let the rumors get carried away. Right now we're in the process of applying for an air permit through the EPA division out of Lansing, and The finished product is going to, it's the phase one. First, we're going to build a pilot plant. It's going to be a small one for experimental purposes, mostly and for employee training. And that's going to hopefully be built. We're in process of making up drawings and getting people to bid on building the small. It's a small furnace. It's only about 3 foot in diameter. It's not very large. Once that's one phase one. Once phase one gets started, its projected production is about 75,000 metric tons of steel a year, and it's going to operate on a 24/7 basis around the clock, and it's going to employ approximately 75 full-time people to run the facility. And there's going to be a variety of different positions there, all the way from manager down to, I imagine, a few engineers and some metallurgical people to do the testing, and then to the production workers for making steel. Let me see what else I need to tell you. I guess that's pretty well it. We're in the process of getting our air permit, and once the air permit is issued, we can start the construction of phase one. Phase two, if phase one is successful, phase two is going to triple the production and triple all of the everything else in the business as far as the raw materials that we'll be using. We'll be using approximately 310,000 metric tons of raw material coming into the harbor. So it's going to be it'll help the port as far as it being busy. So with that said, I guess if the board members have any questions, I'd appreciate it if they just call me at home or call me wherever they want to. I'd be more than happy to give them as much information as I have at the moment. And that's really all I wanted to. I just wanted to bring the board members up to speed as far as what's happening in their township. Because there's probably going to be a variety of meetings scheduled in which we'd like a good board representation at the meeting, so they know exactly what's happening and how it's happening.
Steve, a year and a half ago, obviously I forgot a few minor...
So did I.
So did I, John. Excuse me. What was the raw material? It won't be ore, will it?
Well, it could be ore, but right now ore it's not feasible to haul ore because it's fairly low in iron. All the good ore has gone. And so we're looking at our raw material will be mill scale.
That's right.
And scrap iron. Mill scales will come from any rolling mill in the Great Lakes region, including Erie and Lake Erie and up north. And also Algoma is a very good prospect right across from the Sioux, because they send out about probably about 60 to 70,000 metric tons of mill scale a year.
That's why I asked.
It'll be mill scale. There'll be some coke, mostly natural gas, limestone, and cement we'll be using in our project.
Thank you, sir. Guy, you're versed with everything that's going on here.
I'm glad Guy was here. It'll save me an email.
Thank you. Thank you for the...
Anyone else? Now we'll go on to reports. Carl, our county commissioner, is not here. Guy, you got a report for us?
Yeah. Planning Commission held a meeting last week, and I guess the significant part of that was they made a motion and passed to recommend to this board, to the Township Board, to end their participation in the Lakes to Land initiative. They feel they can prepare their own recreation plan and amend the current master plan themselves in a more timely manner. So they want to ask the board to make a motion or pass a resolution
Approve our
or
recommendation.
approve that recommendation to end our participation in Lakes to Land.
Well, Lakes to Land is a large group.
It's a group of like 20 townships and villages in Benzie and Manistee. And I had the original resolution to join in your packets, and the language that was in there about us ending,
And the planning commission.
or withdrawing.
That we were getting, not fair to say nothing, but very little participation or response for product from them.
So that's one. In the office, no land use permits, no complaints, except for this little flurry about Meyer in the last few days. It's been pretty quiet.
Well, if the planning commission recommends that's what we do, that's what we have those people in place for. Do you think that we should do that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, that
there was a vote. It
that
was
the
6.
recommendation of the planning commission
Yeah.
to get the township board's approval or the letter from the township board to, is it lakes to land, land to lakes? Land to lakes.
The letter comes from Lakes to Land, so I don't.
Okay, well in here it's land to lakes, so I'm not sure, but it's,
Well, I think you can address the issue as to what, do you have a date there when we entered into it?
we might have in here.
We can reference it to the date that we entered into it.
No, because this is just a copy of the resolution.
Was it-
Well, it's
Okay.
signed.
Well, the second page, yeah, it was 14th of June, 2/12.
So if you're gonna make a motion and reference it to that date, why? To land to lakes or lakes to land. doesn't-
That's when, yeah, the resolution
Okay.
was.
Is that what you want, or is there a motion?
Well, if that's the recommendation of the planning commission, again, that's what we have, that's what those people meet for, and we,
Okay, I'll make a motion to resolve our participation with Land to Lakes in regards to our master plan and recreation plan dated,
June 12th, or June 14th, 2012.
okay, yeah, June 14th, 2012.
is there a second?
I second it.
So we moved and supported that we withdraw from the Lands to Lake Regional Initiative. And then we entered into June 12th, or June 14th, 2012. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Right.
Aye. None opposed? Anything else, Guy?
Nope, nothing more.
Fire Department, Chuck?
Yeah, for the month of December, we had 13 total runs, looks like, with 7 medical and 6 fire, 4 training sessions. I don't have the total number of hours, so I didn't get that complete report yet. I had about 64 hours, the other officers had 58. They issued 3 burn permits. I think it's been too cold, it's probably been there's apparatus, the new truck, we're still kind of in a holding pattern, still looking at different options. Also looking at the ISO information on that. I've been the insurance service office.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so I've been working with those folks and getting more information on that. Just got some more information yesterday on it. Pretty interesting stuff. Current trucks, they're still in good working order. Some minor repairs. We had the new Suburban going because they had a mechanical problem with getting out of park. I think it was like $257 to get that. There was 2 parts that needed to be replaced. Works fine. We got some station stuff, just some minor adjustments. Put the refrigerator, water lines hooked back up. Completed the electric drop cores to the trucks. Got a few more of those to finish. That switch for the generator, air compressor had failed, and Tom just told me it was repaired today. I didn't know that, so they repaired it, so we'll be getting a bill for that. That's to keep the lines charged. We were using one of our firefighters' air compressor to keep it running. I did receive pricing on, you should have a copy, I dropped it off this evening from Prolcheck for the lighting the sign, putting the light over the sink. and then hooking up the existing generator. We have a switch that meets code, so you can plug it into the outside, and then run the generator. It would run the 2 lights that stay on all the time inside, and the garage doors, and the drop ports. And what I didn't ask him was, what I was going to ask him, was to have at least one of the heaters running. Didn't think of it at the time, but one of the folks firming up, and I thought it was a good idea to at least have one heater running. Since we moved into that station, the power has went out 4 times. So we have that little generator. The switch that was currently in there wouldn't pass code, so that price and everything was 12 something. 1234. Would hook that all up, have an outlet on the outside. You could pull the generator out, plug it in, and it would run those 2 lights. The doors would open and close, and then the power to the drop ports, which would keep the trucks charged.
Has the utility consumers failed 4 times?
Since we moved into that station,
So it's not in-house, it's
it's
in the building?
it's the consumer power's failed 4 times in the area. So, and you can open the door. You have to you can release it. And you have to open the door manually, which they open fine. But to go put them back up there, you got to crawl up there and rehook them. But then you don't have any power for keeping the trucks charged, or the emergency lights only last a couple hours. So hopefully it wasn't like Lansing. I mean, they lost power for days. That was crazy.
Yeah, I think a couple of those are carpool incidents where they powered out.
Right. So out of that quote, the only thing I was really looking for after seeing the price of the light and the light of the sign, it's not really necessary, but the generator I would consider necessary for the time being until we can find money to put in a permanent generator system in there, so it automatically kicks on to run everything. So that would be something to look at, and then I can keep giving my report while you guys are thinking about that. Under equipment, we are going to be getting some through 911. We'll be getting some pagers and radios. That's all part of the 911 stuff. We put in for that in December. We'll do it again in June. So if we need like pagers and radios, we did get $2,333 part of that 50/50 grant from the DNR, and we'll be using that for low-level strainers, hose packs, and some foam. And we did get the revenue sharing money of $11,500 between East Lake and us. We still have to sit down with East Lake and the grid commanders, that rapid intervention team, go over what items we'll purchase, because that was only half of what we asked for. On our equipment too, we had a frozen hydrant. We took care of that just a couple weeks ago.
Was that the cities or the tribes?
The cities, right here on Bridge Street. It wasn't pumped down in time when the weather came. We had 2 hydrants up at the tribe that we checked, and they were fine. This one froze, but we thawed it out and got to it, took care of it. And we have been shoveling out the hydrants, but it snowed again and blew, so it looks like we got to do some more shoveling. So if you have a hydrant in your area and you'd like to shovel it, by all means, call the fire department. Right, you call the fire department. We got some younger guys. They love to shovel. Tom took them out, and they're all happy about it. So if they're watching this, thanks.
I'm close, I don't know.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Something.
Yeah, there's several things on here, could be a generator, hookup, etc., cord, 6-circuit panel.
Yeah.
And then it goes on, ceiling outlets for truck chargers. Didn't we go through that?
Yeah, that's the power of those outlets. That would be what, there's only so many things you can power with that generator, and that was one of the items that they would power.
Okay.
That's all that is. It's not.
Okay, because I thought the outlets were there.
Yep, they're there.
Okay,
Yep.
okay,
That's just the power of those outlets.
okay.
Because we can only power so much of that little generator. Under personnel, we had the captain's position vacant. We had an officers meeting, and then the department also, the firefighters, would like Frank Post to fill that position for now. And then that'll need to be approved by the board. And then we had one new applicant, Clarence Szymanski. I said it right. And that'll also need to be approved by the board. And then we're still recruiting. We have one more applicant, but that'll probably be next month. He's a cadet. He'll be under following the cadet. And that's Ben Evans. And then under training, we've been working on proficiency for the apparatus still. Our probationary training program that all the new folks will be going through. And then we have 3 folks attending the firefighter 1 and 2 class starting Saturday, and we have 2 folks going to the fire officer classes starting Saturday. And then we're still working on our medical CEUs, continuing education stuff, and we set up our yearly training schedule, but we only went 6 months, so we got another 6 months to set up for. Administratively, working on ISO community outreach questionnaire that came a few weeks ago before the holidays. That's part of that ISO, the Insurance Service Office. There's been some interesting stuff that I've been coming up with. It hasn't been updated since June of '95, so there's a lot of stuff. Then we have the casino information in there, so, or the other hydrants along 31. So.
For the people that don't understand what that is, that's your insurance rating. Chuck is working to keep your insurance rating, whatever it is. They have standards they have to meet in order for your insurance company to acknowledge their capability.
Right now, it's a 6 if you're near a hydrant within 1,000 feet of a hydrant, and it's a 9 if you're not. And a 10 is not even having the fire department, so it should be lower than a 9. It's just a matter of getting them all the information. You get 50 points for your fire station and training, all your personnel. You get 40 for your water supply system. So the hydrants that aren't recorded, I think they had 8 when they did this in '95. So yeah, so there's plenty more now. So it's just a matter of getting the information to them. I've been talking back and forth with this fellow.
Once you complete that, you can make that public, and then the people can take that information to the insurance company.
Hopefully get their premium downloaded. There are some, we've been doing some more officer meetings, keeping abreast and keeping moving forward with the station, with the fire department. Possibility of some grant money from the state for training from the fireworks revenue they're taking in. So we're working on that. I went to Brown Township's board meeting again last night. They were asking about basically roughly how many calls we do out there in that area. And it averaged out from the last 4 years about 2.75 runs per year. So that's not, it was 2 every year, and then this year it was 5. So kind of picked up. And then the last thing was the uniform pants. I think there was a letter that Jack had wrote that I think you folks have copies of. So how much we had spent on jackets and shirts and badges and stuff like that from the firefighters fund. I had asked a few months ago about helping with the cost of that out of the township fire budget. So that'd be $1,287.35. In total, we've spent with the high visibility coats that we have, the t-shirts, some ties, gloves, some badges, around $7,400.
Chuck, I haven't had a chance to look at that,
Okay.
I'd like to talk to you about it further before we address that as a board.
That's fine.
We've been busy with
Right.
Okay.
Right. I see that. What about the bid on the generator hookup?
I don't have a problem with the 1234 to hook up the generator. I don't think the other things are necessary at this time. I don't know what anybody else thinks.
I got a question on the generator. In here somewhere, this many papers floating around, I think it said 30 or 40 amp, whatever.
30.
I lost my paper. Which one? Okay. Yeah, 30 amp generator, I guess. Excuse my lack of knowledge, but the generators were always rated by watts.
Right. It says watts on the side of the generator, but he converted it to amps. So I don't know why, but
obviously it's adequate.
For those few things, to run those 2 little lights that stay up there, which you can see decent in there, and then to power the doors open and close, and then to power the drop ports for the trucks. And then I have to ask them about at least one of the heaters. I don't know what that draws. Was it right? 50? 50 what? 50,000.
Get your watts.
Right.
30.
That's the problem.
It's just a little portable generator.
Right. I guess at that time, then I would question, should it be a bigger generator?
Well, yeah, the ones we put in for revenue sharing board was like 22,000 that were on.
Well, yeah, but no, we don't have to lay all the parts in.
Right.
But if I'm,
I had
like a 3,000 watt generator,
3,500 probably, yeah.
yeah,
that's what we currently have, so
Right.
we figured if we could, if we got a bigger generator later, portable generator, that plug-in should work, and it would just add more circuits that we could program.
okay, I'm not trying to spend more money, but I just thought that that's
I think
quite a small generator.
it is, but for right now, if we can open the doors and keep the trucks powered in the meantime until we figure out down the road. But the
Power,
power,
we get a bigger generator, you can put a
Yeah,
bigger
we-
breaker in there, can't you?
yeah, we would just pull it outside.
The wiring all gonna be the same.
Use the same plug-in, yeah, the connection we have now that needs to be, shut on and off won't be code, so we had to disconnect it, so.
And I guess in all honesty, also surprised that you've had 4 failures since it's been built, because you can go 4 years without it failing.
Without power failure,
Yeah.
it was shortly after we moved in, we had our first one, and we didn't have a ladder to reach up, so we had to pull the truck up to reconnect it, and that was kind of interesting. We didn't have a step ladder tall enough, so.
Okay. Yeah, I've got no problem with that either.
What do you think, ladies?
Yeah, I like that one so much.
I'll make a motion.
Well, what it is it's a start for them to use what they have.
Right.
If they improve later, I think all the hardwire, if I understand this correctly,
It should be wired for the
everything will be in place, you just upgrade, correct?
Right.
So is the motion for this complete bid, or is
No.
it just?
No, for the 1234. Well, there is no motion at this point.
I would just recommend it. I would recommend just a generator for now because that's more, the light of the sign is not necessary, and neither is the light of the sign.
I move we allow them to hire Project to do the work for the 30 amp generator hookup for a total of 1234.
I'll support that.
And who supported that Project, the fire department be allowed to hire Project to do the 30 amp generator hookup, the amount of 1234. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thanks, Chuck.
Thank you. And then the captain's position and the new applicant, that's all I need motions on tonight, if that's possible.
I move that Frank Post be appointed as the captain of the fire department and accept the membership of Clarence Shemansky.
I'll support that motion.
Been moved supported that Frank Post be accepted as position captain and Clarence Shemansky be accepted as a fireman. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. None opposed? Is that it, Chuck?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
While you're on fire department information, you had something in your packet about getting your name on that signature card?
Well, that's on the new business,
Okay.
if you can.
Okay.
Liquor inspector, there's no activity out there. Folks prison report?
Yes, we did meet, Mr.
Okay.
Chairman. We met, and the interim warden out there right now is by Mr. Tim Ball. They're in the process, of course, of appointing a new warden here for Manistee since Warden Critton resigned December 31st. As of this day, they had 110 prisoners and 295 employees. Their employees are less now because they have privatized the food service out there, and so that takes away almost 40 employees. The employee club again will have scholarships for the children of their employees that have graduated and are going to go on to college. There will be scholarships available. They hired a new warden secretary and 11 new officers out there, but still the number is down. I thought they were more clear of the 350 or so, but no, 295 is what they said. And they only have 4 unions out there now since they privatized the food service. They're down to 4.
Claire, did you say 110 prisoners?
1,110.
Oh, yeah.
I misspoke. Too many numbers alike.
Because we had like 3 times as many employees.
Well, that's okay. They're well guarded.
Okay.
No, I misspoke. 1,110 prisoners at the last count. They had a beautiful trophy in front where you come in. Let's see, what did they win that for? The shoot team took first place in the corrections division. Beautiful, gorgeous trophy sits out in front. What else? They're in the process, of course, now of appointing a new warden. And I told you about the scholarship and the food service, and I guess that's it. Unless you got questions, I'd get that I can't answer.
Well, doesn't the new warden appointment from Paul Lansing?
Yeah, yeah,
So that's,
yeah. They're interviewing now for the new warden. Yeah, it comes on Wednesday.
yeah, that shouldn't be much involved.
Thank you, Clark.
Well, he might shake up some of the people that work under him. It's all possible. So it is.
As far as the revenue sharing board is concerned, there's nothing new. Bar Lake Improvement Board, is there anything new on that standpoint there, guy?
No, our next meeting is the first Monday in March.
March 3rd. Okay, go on to unfinished business. Do either one of any of you three have an update on the Meyer project?
Nothing more than what was in the paper.
Or anything new on the proposed sewer project?
I don't know that anything's new, we're still moving forward as fast as we can, I guess.
Our last meeting, Dennis, was December, it was after our township meeting, yes, and no, there is nothing further to tell you or the board or anyone else in regards to that. We had a meeting with AES December 17th, I'm shooting from memory, which might not be the best guy. Anyhow, and at that point in time, it sounded like the city was going to service Myers. They had talked agreements. In fact, there was something in the paper tonight regarding that. Whether or not anything has been signed, I do not know.
Okay. When's the next, is there a meeting scheduled for the
No.
sewer project?
No.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
The
Thank you.
city was supposed to keep us posted on happenings. We were supposed to have regularly updated meetings regarding water.
Once
And,
they
pardon?
select the contractor to do the study.
Right. And that's not due till, what, the 6th or the 9th or the 7th of January, whatever. Anyhow, so possibly next week we'll maybe know who the contractor is.
But it is moving forward.
It is
Yes.
moving forward. We've
That's a good
contacted
thing.
our legal counsel with questions that we have and talked with him today, and he'll have those answers to us by the end of the week. So,
Regarding the possibilities of township water.
Okay. Thank you. Some of you folks have received a letter from the Drain Commission with regards to a meeting that's being held here January 16th. In that letter, I don't think it gave you a time, but it is, there was a notice in the paper today stating that the meeting is at 7 p.m. here at the Township Hall. We don't have any information on what they're going to try to do. They have some proposals to repair that drain. We've heard talk of them expanding the district. We renamed the drain as the County Farm Drain. That was per their suggestion. But other than that, if you have received that letter, I would suggest that you show up at that meeting and to stay informed.
Dennis, I'm not sure that it has been,
All right, 7 o'clock, yeah.
I thought you said it didn't say anything.
Well, I had a couple of calls from people telling me that there was no
the
time.
one that they received,
There
because they brought
was
in the
not.
paper taxes, there was no time on the letters that
Correct.
people in that district received.
right,
Okay.
right.
Well, so I don't know.
And I am not sure that the name of that drain or drains has changed legally as of yet.
Well, whatever, but it's, the meeting is January 16th here at the Township Hall at 7 p.m.
Right.
So if anybody received one of those letters, I would suggest that they come and find out what's going on as we go. Anything else on their old business? Yes, sir.
Why would they change the name of the drain?
There was a long drawn-out process that the engineer gave us, Ed, easier to manage? Is that the right word?
I think because, Ed, it is two separate drain districts. And they want to make one and cut the paperwork in half, is the way it was explained to us. Okay? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's what they told us. It as is two separate drain districts.
It has been for years and years and years.
Forever.
And somebody come in and said, we should change this to one.
Yes. Yeah.
Anybody ask why?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
And that's what they told us, is because it's two separate drain districts encompassing basically one drain. And instead of going through,
Permission for both drains.
But it's not two drains, it's one drain.
it's one drain, but it is two districts. And that's why they wanted to change the name. And I suggested at that time, prior to the flood of what, 09?
100-year flood.
Yeah, that we had here, or whenever this rain was, 10, 11. Everybody knew that drain as the county farm drain. Okay, that's what it was always. I didn't know what they was talking about when they said Cromer McGinnis. You know, where's that? Anyhow, so we suggested county farm drain, but I think there's still more work has to be done so that they can incorporate the two into one. Is that right, Claire?
Correct.
Anyone else on that subject? Yes, sir.
Just a question, clarification and for the record, the procedural thing that's based on, I know I gave you some copies of Part 309. Just to clarify the procedure that started, that the submission of 2/3 of the riparian owners on a petition instigates the entire procedure, whereupon once those are verified, suppose they are allegedly verified that the signatures anyway are certified, then the board, township board in this case, governing body, submits a resolution forming the 5-member improvement board. That's the way the procedure steps down, isn't it? And that is the case. In this case, the signatures appeared valid, so that initiator, that put the burden on you folks to submit a resolution forming the board and then going from there on down the line. That's, to the best of your knowledge, that's what happened in this case. It was solely based on the fact that the petition looked valid, and so you guys did the next step that was implemented.
That's the way I understand it.
Yeah, that's the way the progression seems to work. So
No, the information that I gave Larry tonight from the attorney states something different, and I'm investigating it at this time, but I want to get Larry's answer to it.
well, that's why I asked the question, because I did look at that procedure, and that's
That information states that we took it upon ourselves to do it.
yeah, and that's within the realm of possibility, but I'm sure.
I question that, and I'm going to pursue that with the attorney, but and this is an apology, but I've been kind of busy with the building here, and I didn't get back to Richard, but I wanted to get Larry's answer to yes.
I mean, it's within the realm of possibility for you guys to do that, but that's a whole separate procedure.
Well, I don't believe that that's the procedure that was followed.
Right. And I don't know if you guys want to get that deeply involved in that particular situation. It's controversial as it is. It's another.
Well, we might have to amend the minutes on that meeting, if we can. I don't even know if we can, but I'm investigating that at this time.
Yeah. See, we're on hold now until March, and
Yeah.
there is some other information that I'm going to submit within the next month or so. So,
All right.
thank you.
Yes, sir. Anything else on our old business? On our new business, I'd like to move the February meeting. I know that we just set the meetings, I know that, but had something come up where I need to leave town, and I would like to move that meeting sometime before the 11th of February, if we can. I know you don't care.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. Is there a time
The
when it'll be?
officers
Well,
were,
we thought February 5th because it was a Wednesday the previous week.
Is that okay?
That's fine with me, is that fine with you?
2-5.
Yes.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we move the February meeting to February 5th, 2014,
Is that on a
7:30.
Thursday also, or?
Wednesday.
No, ma'am, that's a Wednesday.
Planning has a meeting on Thursday, that's why they went with Wednesday.
I second that.
Been moved and supported that the February meeting be moved to February 5th. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Unopposed? Thank you for doing that. I promise I'll be the last one.
Careful, careful.
Also under new business, our yard, or groundskeeping equipment is failing us. Just to keep the board aware, I'm in the process of securing 3 bids for a tractor, blower, and mower. I don't have all 3 bids secured at this time, so we can't make a decision. Also under new business, the fire department grant that you have a copy of was submitted by Chuck. He explained earlier that it was a 50-50 grant. Our obligation would be $2,230. Chuck explained to you what that grant was for. I think he did a nice job on it, and we'll make a motion that we pay our obligation of the $2,230.
Should be 2330.
$2,230 you got here.
Is that what it says on it, 22?
Yep.
Okay. Well, this is 2230.
This is the,
Okay, I might have taken it wrong. Thank you.
for support.
I'll support that motion.
Been moved, supported that we pay the $2,230 to match the 50-50 grant that the fire department has received from the Department of Natural Resources. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. None opposed? Thank you. On the subject of, excuse me, on the subject of the fire department, we're in a promiscuous situation right now. We have 2 people signing the checks for the fire department. One being the supervisor, who is in rehabilitation. The other being Jack Benson, who is out of the state. They're kind of tied up right now. Their suggestion was that, as you can see, the letter dated 12/31 from the fire department, their suggestion would be to add me to the signature card for the fire department. And if we do so, we would need a certified copy to take to the bank. I have all the paperwork all made out and everything. If we decide to do that, we need to make a motion as such, and I need to take a copy of the minutes.
I'll make a motion that we add Dennis to the signature card at West Shore Bank.
I'll support that.
It's more than important that I be added to the signature card for the township checks at West Shore Bank. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. The MRA, you've gotten a letter from the MRA. The MRA is asking for our contribution. In the past, we've contributed, in the past, we've contributed $10,000. They're asking for $12,895. The rationale for their request is higher participation. They have, we have 145 residents participating in MRA activities. I don't know what those activities are. They equal 268 different activities that they're registered in. The township residents have requested 27 scholarships. I don't know what those scholarships are. Does anyone tell me what those scholarships are? Anyhow, the scholarships that I guess was awarded were $965. But as I stated earlier, they've asked for $12,895. In the past, we've donated $10,000. What are your wishes?
This state's effective July 1st, so we have time to act on that.
Oh, it does?
The very bottom, handwritten on there, the second page. Effective
My
July 1st.
copy didn't come through very
Effective July 1st, 2014.
Okay, so we don't have to act on it now unless you want to.
Well, we have them in our budget for this year, and that would be start of the new budget year, would be July.
Do you want us to act on this now?
No.
No.
Okay. Thanks for listening to me.
Dennis, what is with the township building under new business?
Pardon me?
What is with the township building under new business?
Well, there was discussion earlier about securing a contractor to re-side the building. We're having trouble, well, not trouble, but some of the siding, the building was built in '86, and the cedar siding is starting to decay around the bottom. But since then, Clara, we ran into, I don't know if anyone is, well, no, you're not aware of it, but we had a pipe break here and flooded the whole building. And we have a lot of water damage here. Most of it is insurance, but we're not going to worry about the siding right now. We're going to take care of interior damage that we have.
Thank you.
This was a suggestion to form a committee to look into it. The township
Yeah.
building committee, to form a committee.
Is that something you want to do?
Not necessarily, I'm just,
Well, I
we weren't
don't.
gonna take any action until after a committee looked into it to see whether we should side or paint or stain.
Do we need a committee to make that decision?
That was the suggestion
Okay,
from John.
okay.
Well, when are you going to be home? April?
Yeah.
Well, we should form a committee then. Because I think that his expertise, I think that would be, I think we've got our plate full right now, and I think that would be fine. So that's okay.
That's fine.
Anything else?
If I can supply any assistance on that project, let me know, I'll help out on it.
Okay, thank you.
And I sat on the original building committee in 1986. My name's even on the plaque.
Where's the plaque? Oh,
It's right there.
Right there.
It's real old.
It is, yes it is, I agree.
And again, I would like to apologize for the audience for the walkways, driveway and stuff. Our maintenance man is preoccupied and we didn't get it done. So please be careful when you leave. Anything else?
Oh, no. The road commission is supposed to be here at our next meeting.
Oh,
but
yes. Could we notify, or I'll notify them that that meeting's been changed.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, the road commission would like to, our input as to what we'd like them to present when they come. That's maybe as the first discussion.